Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, just another update on the whole Mr. Cho Cho thing. Now I've heard, let's see if I can get to his channel here. I've heard that there's another video out that he put on about me. We just saw it a couple minutes ago, so I might have gotten like 10 or 15 seconds into it, but I haven't watched it yet. And I'd like to have the opportunity to respond to it live as I first see it, so that you know that I don't have any preconceived ideas about it. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. I don't know. This whole thing is really stupid. If anything, I'm sure this video is just going to be a rehash of the comments on his one video, because he even said that, why would he invite you to his base only to log out without warning? I logged out after he showed. Anyway, I'll get into that all later. It really wasn't a big deal. He made it a big deal, and then he started calling us out, so I did a response, and so this is his response. So let's just see what happens, and I'll respond to it live.
Good people, it's your boy Cho, back with another video. I'm not on 2B, as you can see. I'm on the Hive. I just jumped
Alright, well, first of all, he's 30 years old playing Minecraft minigames.
on here to play some hide and seek while I covered
I know that that's ad hominem attacks, but I couldn't resist.
matters for you guys. As you guys know, and as you guys have been contacting me regarding.
And I do want to say, if he has any points that are reasonable, then I'll own up to it. If I actually did make a mistake that I'm not aware of, then sure. But we were totally cool before any of this happened. Alright, let's see.
There's been a bit of beef circulating between me and some of the spawn masons, mainly Hermetic Lock. One thing I want to interject real quick, if this mic cuts out, I do apologize. I do understand that it's been an ongoing problem from the time I got it. It was not the one I'd originally ordered. As I told you guys, there was some sort of mix-up, and I do have the original one on the way because I do not know why this one's cutting out. It has nothing to do with my computer or my audio driver or anything, so it must be a problem with the hardware itself. So I am getting that resolved. If you guys can just bear with it for the next few days, I'd appreciate it. So
It's
I wasn't
better
even
than
planning
most.
on doing this video. It's my understanding there's been some videos posted on his end, as well as maybe some podcasts or whatever.
Torogadu did a podcast on the temp map, and his name was brought up. Mr. Cho Cho's name was definitely brought up.
And I wanted to go ahead and jump on here and just clear it up real quick. This is really all I'm going to say on the matter in video form. And yeah, if it suits you, great. If it don't, I apologize, but this is really all I'm willing to say on it. First off, I have not watched the videos. Everybody's been asking me about that. I really don't care to watch them. You know,
So he hasn't watched my video, and yet he's still making his own video on the drama. That's really all you need to know about Mr. Cho Cho, is that, and I'm pretty sure he even commented on, I think it's this one right here. He even commented saying that he didn't watch the video, and then he started responding to things that I refuted into it. So it's just, you know, it's the type of thing that, you know, there are people in the Spawn Masons that based with him at Wintermelon, and they said that he was, unbearable because of things like this. So, I don't know. I mean, that already I'm going to be talking about the same stuff that I was already talking about. I'm aware of it.
Do a video, or at least one video, after I deleted a thread on my YouTube video, because he was basically on there ranting. He was going over the same stuff over and over again. It didn't matter how many times I'd answered his questions.
He didn't read any of my comments there either, and he didn't answer any of my questions. I tried to have a discussion with him, but he didn't seem to want to do that. So, I don't know. I tried to be mature about it. I thought that he'd be mature back, but apparently not. I don't know. I'm honestly baffled that this is a thing and that I have to do this.
He just kept going on with them. And as you guys can see, from my understanding, he actually posted the thread. So as long as he did that in full, you guys should be able to see that I actually did answer most of his questions.
Take a look at it. Take a look and then see for yourself whether or not he answered most of my questions.
To which he just responded by asking him again. So this beef, taking it back to the beginning, it actually started a couple weeks ago, like a week and a half ago, something like that. It's hard to keep track. It was before the temp map went up, and basically he had contacted me regarding the invisible exploit, claiming to think it was a meme. I believe it was just a ruse or whatever to get me to come out there
we contacted him because we did think that the invisibility exploit was a meme, and we wanted him to be in one of my Spawn Mason. No, not Spawn Mason videos, but one of the Spawn based videos. What is that? I'm getting a. Alright, I can't right now. Let me. This is what I get. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm gonna have to get Discord closed, or else I'm gonna be getting these calls all day. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, I invited him to the world famous Frenetic Lock spawn base so that he could be in episode 3, and I've got all of that on film. You can see that quite easily. Once that goes out, once the map goes live, you'll see where I talked about, hey, he's coming over, and then there's a bunch of footage. We were there for like 20 minutes, and then I left because it was like 3 a.m. literally. Anyway, let's keep going.
And show it to him. And he said that he really wanted it if it wasn't fake. I told him I wasn't willing to give it to him, sell it to him, trade it to him, whatever. But I was willing to come out there and just show him that it was legit.
This is all true.
And to everybody that's vouching to be in some sort of call that proves his innocence, that doesn't even really make sense.
There was no call. We weren't in a call for 5 hours waiting for you to get there. I don't know, and I don't remember anybody saying that they were in a call, but you know, we were definitely in a Discord, and there was no, you know, I even pulled it out. I'll pull it up again. Now it's going to be, now you'll see something that says Mr. Cho Cho several times in the spawn base, or in the spawn base Discord, because we brought up because of the drama, but you won't see anything from, you know, anybody saying, hey, let's kill him. Yeah, I posted the video, and that's really it. That's literally it. One result about Mr. Cho Cho. So there you go. We didn't discuss killing him when he got to the base.
Okay, because the plan for me to go out there was something that had been generating and growing for like 5 hours.
Alright, hold on. I'm going to get rid of my Discord again just because of all those messages that I'm getting. You know, I should have just turned myself invisible. Anyway.
Due to the TPS at the time, it just took a long time for me to get out there. And then when I did, I went ahead and showed him the exploit. And then within minutes, he went ahead and logged out, which...
This is definitely not within minutes, and you'll see it on my video when I upload it. And I should probably just get that done with today. Just do a thing about how he's wrong. That you'll be able to see that we were there doing stuff for quite a long while.
I don't really understand. You know,
I stayed up really late waiting for him to show up. I logged out way after the fact. We were doing all kinds of things.
You don't invite somebody to your base and log out not even 10 minutes after logging in that time.
Maybe it was around 10 minutes, but I didn't think that you were doing anything else. I thought that you were just showing me the exploits and that you were leaving, because you were obviously already around spawn, because I was with you at the penny dropper like the day before, and that's why we started talking anyways, because we were hanging out at the penny dropper. Let's see, it's either in this one or it would be in the So Many Projects one, but we were definitely both together, and I mentioned him in the video. No, this isn't the one that he's in, but he is in this one somewhere. Anyway, and you can look for it yourself. Yeah, he was on top of the gold farm earlier. Anyway, he's in this video. You can see that we were hanging out and that we were clearly fine. No issues whatsoever.
That doesn't make sense. He can claim that he had other stuff to do, that it was late, whatever. But he just logged in like 10 minutes before that.
I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. That's hard for me to remember. I probably... No, because we were doing all kinds of stuff at the base. Because people were like spawning withers and everything. So I was there for probably an hour and a half at the most. I've got quite a busy, like, real life. Anyway.
Told me to go ahead and come out there. I've been at spawn at the time. I went out there, and within 10 minutes he went ahead and logged off. Now he claims not to have known or not to have orchestrated the fact that they all tried killing me, which for...
They were killing each other there before he even showed up. Like, fact, they were killing each other. People were spawning withers on the base. Anyway, let's just keep going. Like, it had nothing to do with the fact that he was there. Alright, it's... You know, people sometimes attack me there.
the record, I killed myself. whether that makes a difference to you guys or not.
He killed himself? If he killed himself, then what the heck is the point of this whole video? The only reason why he brought us up in the exploit was to say that we killed him. For like no reason, to say that I orchestrated killing him. And I'm gonna come to all this later, and I'll try and refute what I can. Alright, I'm a little bit baffled right now. I'm trying, like, why?
And anyways, so he logged off. I ended up killing myself because they all swarmed me. And
Oh, okay, if they all swarmed you, I guess that makes more sense, and then you just ended up killing yourself. But I didn't orchestrate the attack.
that's where the issue began. Just to make it clear, there was no peace pact made. He did apologize to it after I'd made a comment in his video, and just basically put, you know, I thought you were cooler than that. I don't really understand what was up. I didn't really think highly of it. I kept it pretty civil, and he responded by saying that he didn't know anything about it, had nothing to do with it, yada yada yada. And I was like, whatever. And that was it.
Yeah, that was it. That's why I figured that we were fine. Because he was indifferent about it, I was indifferent about it. I told him that I didn't do anything. He seemed to believe me. And then he made his video where he called us out and he told everybody that I told people to kill him. Like, does that make sense to everybody else? I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying what I'm... That's what happened.
Alright, and then, you know, time goes by, and then Toro had that stream here a few days ago where me and Morbid were messing with him. Like I said before, I didn't even know he was streaming at first until somebody let me know. But at first we were just messing around with him. I didn't even know Morbid was messing with him.
Okay, so we're talking about Toragadude's stream, which I still haven't seen, and I wasn't on it. Now, he's going to claim in a little bit here, probably, because he has in different comment sections, that I was on the Spawn Mason account doing the exploit. But I'm not the only one that has access to Spawn Mason, because, like the account, because Spawn Mason is connected to a virtual private server that has access to the console, and obviously that has all of the account information on it. And so the other developer in the Spawn Masons, Ox22, the creator of Future Client, he has access to all of that too, and so it was actually him on the Spawn Mason account. I didn't know how to do the invisibility exploit at the time. He figured out a different way to do it, different than the way that Cho Cho does it. And he was doing it on Toro's stream, and I didn't even know that Toro had a stream. I didn't know anything about this until maybe 3 days later, because I didn't play Minecraft at all that week, because it was a weekday. Anyway, keep going.
I just knew I was. I listened to the stream afterwards, listened to some of them talk back about me. Just, you know, not wanting to give any props to anybody regarding the exploit.
I can't respond to anything that's there, but that seems like something we do. I didn't watch the stream, I don't know, and I wasn't in the voice call. But you know, with the whole Nova thing, Peacekeeper thing, you know, it wasn't never my idea to do that, but we tend to not talk about other groups or give people relevancy if it seems like that they're trying to get it themselves. And so, I don't know. The reason why they would do that is because they didn't want you to have relevancy, but I don't know. I don't believe, to my knowledge, I don't think we ever claimed having it, and even if we did, the version that he's using is completely different than yours.
Talking it down like it was nothing. The only one that was really staying neutral to it, Toro, he didn't really say anything. He was just like, you know, why are you guys talking like this?
And you can't, you know, you can't also blame the entirety of the Spawn Masons for what happened in a call, like once with maybe, I don't know, 3-4 people. I don't know who was in there.
Tavix, he basically gave credit to our side, at least to me. He didn't to Morbid, but I don't think he really knew the background regarding it. So that's totally fair. Like I said, I'm not enemies with everybody on the Spawn Masons. Okay, there's a couple people on there at least that I really do like. I consider allies at the very least. But anyways, everybody else was kind of bad-mouthing me. And nobody wanted to give credit.
I mean, and I do want to say that that doesn't mean that the entirety of the Spawn Masons, because that's just not true either. It's probably like 2 or 3 people.
To it. Yet a couple days later, after they'd figured it out, which I don't even know how they figured it out, doesn't really matter. I knew it was one that was going to be figured out, which is why I contacted the house to get it nerfed. And a few of them
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's fine if you contacted House to get it nerfed. Doesn't matter to me.
including some on the Spawn Mason account. Hermetic Lock has made it clear that he's not the only one with access to it, so that's fair enough. It could have been somebody else. Alright, but they were on it. In boats and everything, it was made clear that they were using that exploit. It wasn't something else. And it was also made clear that Future had updated their client to accommodate for it. The invisible thing that tells you when people are logging in and out or becoming invisible. And they were showing it off like it was really something savvy. You know, and even Toro was commenting about, something about an OP exploit or whatever. Yet nobody wanted to give props to Morbid or anybody that came up with it. They were just talking about, almost boasting like it was theirs. And the day before or a couple days before, it wasn't anything to boast about, according to them. But
I don't even. I can't confirm or deny this. I don't know. I didn't watch the video. I wasn't in it. I haven't played on the temp map almost at all. But they probably claim that they came up with it because it's a completely different way of doing it. It's a different method. I don't know. And so they came up with a different method. And even I can acknowledge that you and Morbid Rain and everybody came up with the original thing, but they're definitely not doing the same thing.
just thought that that was pretty, low tact. I didn't really think a lot of it. Alright, so I went ahead and posted my video. Basically, among other people, Hermetic Lock was in the forefront, and he kept mentioning this peace pact, and I told him several times, I don't know what...
Hold on, I gotta go back. I have to, did he say that I was in that video? Because I wasn't.
You were talking front, and basically, among other people, I went ahead and posted my video,
okay, posted this video.
Among other people, Hermetic Lock was in the forefront, and he kept mentioning this peace pact, and I told him several...
I didn't mention a single thing about a peace pact. Go back and read my comment. I can't obviously get it because it's deleted. I might have screenshots, but I didn't mention anything about there being a peace pact, and this is a big focal point that he keeps on bringing up. All I said is that I thought that we were cool. That's the only thing that I said. It seemed like we were peaceful. Nothing about, hey, I didn't reach out to him and say, hey, let's create a peace pact. Because I didn't think that there was a reason to. If I thought there was a reason to create a peace pact, then sure, maybe I would have. But I thought that we were cool, and that's what I tried to tell him. He interpreted it a little bit differently. But anyway, let's just keep going.
Several times. I don't know what you are talking about. I'm not reneging on...
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about this peace pact.
Any sort of pact. If you go back to the original thread, there's no comment there saying that I agree to a peace pact.
I never gave you we never made a peace pact.
And there was no comment that was deleted. It looks like he's pretty active or proactive with recording everything. So if there is something that he must have proof of it, something that, is undeniable or whatever, because I expect him to cough that up if he's saying that I did something that I didn't do. But anyways...
that you did something that you didn't do. Well, yeah, you're making up that I made something about a peace pact up. There's nothing about a peace pact.
Among other things, there was that, and he was also saying he had no knowledge of the exploit, yada yada yada.
I had no knowledge of the exploit until you leaked it yourself.
He wasn't on the account. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. And when I finally mentioned the video, I had to actually mention it a couple times, and tell him there were a few of you guys that were using it. Then, once again, he has no knowledge of anything, no responsibility for anything. Everybody has access to account. Even if...
Not everybody, just me and Ox22. I don't know. If this was any other time, I probably would have known what's been going on the server and in the Spawn Mason Discord. But because of the whole temp map, I've been incredibly inactive.
If he didn't have any involvement in it, all this stuff that he's making up, saying happened that it didn't happen,
What have I been saying happened that didn't happen?
And it wasn't the fact that everybody was ambushing me. If they would have ambushed me on separate comments, that would have been fine. Alright, so I would have preferred to have my comments stay up and to just take his down and leave everybody else's up. But that wasn't an option. Alright, since he was the first person to make that thread, the whole thread was deleted. And I admit...
I mean, it's fair that, he wanted to keep the other comments in there, but he didn't want mine. He can do whatever he wants. But, I mean, it is still a little weird that he'd have to delete a comment anyways. But, I can understand where he's coming from, where he doesn't want everybody on his channel to be hating on him. And so that's why, I made my own video, because it's like, if he's not going to give me an opportunity to respond, then I'll just do it myself.
doing it. Alright, so those comments did exist. He's got proof of the comments from my understanding. I would have admitted that they existed even if he didn't. But
I don't think he wouldn't. Yeah, he definitely admit that they were there. I don't think he'd try to hide that. I don't think he's trying to lie. I think he just doesn't understand what happened.
I wasn't going to have spam on my forum.
It could be argued that it was spam because he was calling us out for almost no reason. All he should have done in that video was leak his exploit. He didn't have to bring us into it, and that's all that I was trying to say in the original comment thread.
And especially, he's the kind of guy that, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the tactic where you don't actually say anything. What you do is you basically just call the person a liar, two-faced, and you keep putting that as the forefront comment so that, because
He hasn't even watched any of my videos, and he doesn't even read my comments. I don't know how he can say that he doesn't say anything, because I've tried to get him to refute my things, and he won't do it. So, I try to have a conversation with him. Yeah, in parts of it, I call him two-faced, and then I explain why I called him two-faced, and then he says, oh, I don't want to read that whole book or whatever, and it's like, okay, whatever. I'm trying to have a debate with you, but you obviously don't want to, and you're not going to watch the other video, so I don't know, dude.
there's a lot of people that aren't going to take the time to read those long-ass comments through that whole thread, so they're just going to take what's at the end as face value and not read the rest of them.
Like you didn't read any of them either. I mean, if you read through it, and you actually look at, and in my video, I do read through all of them. I don't know, I'm just going to keep on going.
So it's, like I said, it's not a very...
I mean, like, he says that my things are lies, or my arguments are lies and they're empty, but he hasn't heard them, number one. And number two, they're full of points and relevant information, and they refute every single one of his claims. There's no reason why he should be mad at me. I didn't do a single thing to him. Honestly, I didn't do anything personally. He could be mad at anybody else in the Spawn Masons for whatever they did, fine, but I didn't do a single thing. He started this on me for not even almost, for literally no reason, except, he justified it in his head because he thinks that I'm the one that's responsible for all of this, but that's obviously not the case.
efficient tactic for the people that actually read it, but for the majority of people, they're going to see that and they're going to think, oh wow, Cho, he's two-faced, da-da-da-da-da, because Spawn Mason says he is, or because Hermetic Lock says he is. I wasn't having it. I saw him for exactly what he was. He comes across pretty polite sometimes, but he's an instigator. He's an antagonist, and even though I defend myself at times, I don't purposely antagonize people like that.
You purposefully antagonized me. I wouldn't have... Why would I have even made... Dude, come on. Like, if you didn't say anything about me, then none of this would have happened. It's not like I'm going out of my way to start stuff because it was you that did. Look, I'm literally on your thumbnail, dude. I don't know. It's beyond me, man. It's beyond me how you come to these conclusions. Because, in my opinion, we should still be totally cool. But for whatever reason, some weird stuff happened and you got wrong information.
There's a whole bunch of stuff that I could say in my videos that I don't. Like I said, I didn't care that they were commenting on my thread. However, I was not going to have him running his game, calling me a liar, asking me the same questions over and over again, telling me I'm ducking his questions, when I'd already taken, more time than I'd wanted to answering them. So that's it.
If he doesn't want to answer my questions, that's totally fine. But, like, at least answer them. Don't say you did when you didn't. Because everything that you did was incredibly dodgy. If you look at my original video, you'll see. Because, I can't go back to the original comment thread, obviously. But it's there. And yeah, I definitely did. I will admit that this is definitely instigating, a response. It's definitely like clickbait, trying to get, people to watch it. But, I don't know. If he gave a public apology, not only would I remove this, but I would apologize back.
That's really all I got to say about it. He's welcome to say whatever he wants to in his video, but this is mainly for the fans. People that are like, what the hell, Cho, what's going on? because they're kind of torn as to who to listen to. That's your prerogative. You're welcome to believe who you want. People that like Future, that's totally fine. It doesn't make me think any less of my fans because they like Future. Alright, but it's the same thing. People that spam my comment section regarding, Future's the best client. What are you talking about, Cho? It's only $20. You can get it here. I'm going to delete those comments. You know what I'm saying? Because I've already covered it. People know where they can get Future. People know how much it costs. And people know it's a dope client. I admit, it's a dope client. Alright, but you got to think of everything else that comes with that. I'm not really going to say much more about that, except that my main points, just one last time about Future, the devs are dicks. They monitor what you do.
There's no proof that they monitor what you do. And sure, they can be dicks to some people. I can admit that.
They took away half your guys' purchase. 2 hardware IDs was advertised on the site as
2 hardware IDs for yourself. You could have like 2 computers, but it had to be your home computer. If you shared it with somebody else, you'd violate the terms of service and you'd be immediately banned from it. I remember that being a thing, and the reason why I knew that was a thing is because I broke the rules initially, and I had one of my friends hook me up with a hardware ID, and it was definitely, on the website, when you download it and you make the purchase, you agree to not share it with anybody else using the hardware ID. And that's why they make it so strict on the way that you actually had to do it before. You had to take a screenshot of everything and all of this other stuff. And so we did it. Eventually, I paid up and I got my own thing, and both the developers know that I did do that before. I got it cleared up. It's fine because I actually really did like the client and I did want his support, and I felt bad for, doing that to him.
being a perk with the purchase. They knew that people were sharing these. They knew that like 40% of the people out there using the client were using somebody's second slot. However, as soon as I told them in that original Skype thread that I didn't need to buy it because I had access to it, I was just seeing if they wanted to work something out, they say full strict mode. Now nobody gets a second slot. And they also put people on timeout. Like I said, if you piss them off and you aren't a big enough YouTuber, they will put you on timeout and restrict your access.
What? I haven't heard about this from anybody. I haven't heard about it from anybody. I haven't heard anybody ever getting put on timeout. But you definitely made them mad. And so, you kind of deserved it, to be honest. I don't know.
So many people, more than I can count, have
But, I guess you can make the argument, too, that maybe they deserve to be exposed. I don't know. I like Future Client. I like both of the developers. I'll support them.
reported this. So that's it. That's all I got to say about all the drama that's been going around lately. Any questions or anything, you're welcome to leave them down below. Be wary that if you spam my comment section, I will delete it. Alright? But yeah, I let people, even Ox22, who I don't like, who's manipulating the comment section by, posting comments, then deleting them so only I can see them, rather than just
Ox definitely does do that. That's not a lie. Ox does do that.
sending me a PM. He still has access. He's not banned from the channel or anything like that. You really got to be excessive to get banned from my channel. Otherwise, I'll just delete the thread. You know what I'm saying? I let people have free speech. Like I said, if all these other people
I didn't really spam, but okay.
that had commented in that thread had used their own thread or made their own comments, their comments wouldn't have been deleted. It was only deleted because Hermetic Lock was spamming, and I deleted the first.
You can see clearly that I wasn't spamming. Spamming would be like low effort, quality replies, but I was doing like 600 words per thing.
One. That was it. Whether you agree with it or not, this is my channel. You don't have to agree with it.
Fair.
And you don't have to agree with me.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the fan support that have been backing me for all this time. However, if this puts a bad taste in your mouth and sours you to the Cho Cho, I apologize. That's all I can say. If you want to find somebody else's channel to watch, again, I hope that's not the case, but I guess I understand if that is. You know what I'm saying? Hope you enjoyed the video.
Okay, I'm going to take a moment to respond to some of these. Biggest contradiction of the lot. Why would he invite you to his base only log out without warning and say he had nothing but good intentions? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So team, when you're right, it was clear the Masons were using the same exploit, and I even heard him in another vid saying he had it. Then he was in the comments of your last vid saying he knew nothing about it. He's the two-faced one, and he's going out his way to make you look foolish when it's him that knows he's lying. I lost all respect for the Masons as a whole, not that I had much to begin with, XD. Yeah, I think I've already addressed all of this. I invited him to the base, and then he showed up 5 hours later. So, I mean, you can't be mad at me that he was at spawn. I wanted him there 5 hours ago, and then when he finally gets there, I get off because it's 3 a.m. You know what I mean? You can't be mad at that. Nothing but good intentions. I really didn't have anything but good intentions. I wasn't trying to do anything. And I can't respond to anything about the stream. But you can't say that you heard me in a video saying I had it because I wasn't in any other videos saying that I had it. Let's see. It's just sad to see all these people, mainly kids, taking the liar at his word rather than look into what he's saying. No, because that's literally what you're doing. You're not looking at to what I'm saying. Yeah, you're... whatever, dude. Video quality is going up. Yep, I agree. The video quality is going up, Mr. Cho Cho. It truly is a shame that the secret little exploit that made much fun... Yeah. I agree. Kids are predictable. I mean, nobody in the Spawn Masons is a kid. Let's see. I chose to do Spawn vid showing it off. Yep, that's fine. I don't think there's anything weird there. At the end of the day, the exploit is patched. You guys can end this Mindman drama. I agree. But I'm not going to sit the opposing side's perpetuation and fabricate the last word, then you'd be mistaken. I mean, you're trying to fabricate the last word too. He's an antagonist. You say he merely says things directly with no evidence to put back. I heard you doing the exact same thing. I will say you're cleverer with the tactics you use against Herm. Deleting that comment that was spam is utter shit, considering it was all contained in one thread. I'm not doing this because I like Hermetic Lock. I'm saying it because it's true. I understand when you delete spam of people ripping on you because you dislike Future. That's understandable. And I agree Future was overreacted. I can agree with that too. However, the devs aren't dicks. They can be. They do what they have to do to make money. Yep, they do, because they put time and effort into this, and discovering people are abusing a future intended for alts over friends can be stressful. Agreed. I believe that's all I need to say. I do trust you won't take this comment down, as I have nothing against you, but further argument against Hermetic Lock makes you look further uneducated and immature. If you do, however, take this down, I will see your true colors and will make very clear how influential I can be. I don't even know who this person is, but yeah. 5 replies. I'll go in order. Ah, God. This is going to be like a 40-minute video, isn't it? Alright, I'm going to put this into 2 separate clips really quickly so that this isn't too long. Alright, just wanted to make sure I could save the entire thing. Alright, I'll go in order though. 2B houses, a lot of trolls, and overall malicious individuals, and all of them are claiming they're opposite, like this fool. I'm not really malicious, and I'm not really a troll. I just try to have a good time and add value to the server, thus making him a contradiction to of his own description of himself. If you'd actually read the thread I deleted, which many people have told me he has in at least one of his vids, you'd see the man asks me the same cues multiple times. I didn't. Claims I'm ducking them and choosing not to answer. I do claim that, when that wasn't the case. I'm pretty sure it is. I really do think it was. I assume he had record of the thread because it was clear he was running games, so I don't believe I was wrong in what I did. I didn't record the thread, by the way. I just never closed the tab. I went to bed, I woke up, and then it was deleted, and I still had it open, so I was still able to read it. I leave comments up all the time, people ripping on me. Yeah, it looks like you do. Ba-da-da-da. The Future thing. I don't even want to talk about Future. That has nothing to do with me. Yeah, he has the authority to intervene when somebody does something. If you're supporting Future, yep, that's fine. He's just wrong about this. You know, like, admins have, like, messaged him, and you can even go onto the Wayback Machine, and you can see that it's completely... He might believe truly, like, he might truly think that that's the way it was, but it really wasn't. Something in this vid that you want proof or link, because most of it has been verified. Everyone on Tubi is an antagonist. The math's a matter of fact, due to the fact that it's impossible to ever trust anyone ever. Hermetic Lock may be guilty, but no less than you are. I'm guilty for a fact of, antagonizing him to making this second video by clickbaiting this hard. I'll say that. The fact that you leave a majority of comments up doesn't excuse the fact that a single thread is hardly spam. That is true, because that definitely wasn't spam. Yes, it's your channel, you can do what you like, but because all the messages sent were in one thread, it cannot be considered spam, thus your point or irrelevant. As for the Future dilemma, I understand why it's upsetting. Okay, yeah, Future. Sorry for the editing. All right, no worries. He says, I don't need you lecturing me on your grammar. I have a degree, fool, which I'm more happy to prove. No one needs you to prove your degree. Not to mention I'm using shorthand in social media threads. Doesn't constitute poor grammar, as it's a standard set by the vast majority. So know your business if you're going to attempt to critique me. I don't know. I feel like it's good to, show your best on social media and wherever you go. I don't know. I've always been the type to use like good grammar everywhere and to, write well on things. And so, I don't know. It's, if you're putting out an image on yourself online or anywhere, I think that it should represent the best version of yourself. But, I'm probably in the minority with that because a lot of people just like to get things out there as fast as they can. The deer is resorting to that tactic is lowest form of rebuttal on these threads is it's a last-ditch effort to sound intelligent, superior. Yeah, I can agree with that. Just pointing out grammar. Anyway, I'm chatting on a social media thread, not writing a term paper, moron. All right, well, you don't really help yourself with the ad hominem. As for your argument that the leading thread was unjust because of other comments in that were not his, that weren't regurgitations of those prior already answered, it doesn't work to make the claim that you would have to be able to provide an alternative to writing Herb's span, and currently there isn't one. I've already explained, and you can be diligent. All right, I don't think there's anything in here that I haven't addressed. And then Panda Sauce. Oh, this guy is just so fake. I don't know. I mean, if you had actually responded to my video, it probably would have been okay. So, I don't know. And then that's it. Future never had anything to do anything about the exploit. I think you were talking about anti-vanish. Has been in Future for over a year. That's true. And then I'll give this one a thumbs up. Alright. And you know what? Because he put the video out, I'll give him a thumbs up too. Because why not? Anyway, thanks for watching. I just hope I'm getting texts. Anyway, I can't even speak anymore. I talked for like 45 minutes straight. I have to get ready for a performance later on today, so I'll try and get this out as soon as I can. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more if you want. Man, this is a mouthful. Thank you for watching.